Scene 1. A coffee shop in Manhattan. Preston Monroe sits drinking coffee, writing notes. The chair next to him is empty. Maggie Jarvis enters, sits. Maggie places her coffee on the little table between them, takes out a book, begins to read. Preston notices the book. It's his latest novel.
So, what are Wayne and Cynthia up to?
You've read The Restaurant for Lonely People?
Sure have.
Isn't it clever? I mean, these two people are perfect for each other. Even have business acquaintances that know each other, but they always sit at the same restaurant table 2 hours apart and never meet.
So you don't think the situation is forced or a bit far-fetched?
Heck no. I'm sure circumstances like that happen all the time, especially in a big city like New York.
A lot of critics think the circumstance is keeping them from meeting or forced.
Yeah, well, a lot of critics had misgivings about Killer with a Broken Heart, but that didn't keep it off the bestsellers list for 5 months.
Brilliant observation. Are you a Preston Monroe fan?
I suppose so. First, a novel that makes you actually feel sorry for a serial killer, then a love story where the lovers never meet. Now I hear he's got a play going into rehearsals on Broadway.
And the movie version of Broken Hearts just started filming.
I hadn't heard. You're Preston Monroe.
Nice to meet you,
Maggie Jarvis.
Well, Maggie, I won't bother you anymore. Except I hope you won't mind me saying what an attractive woman you are.
You're not bothering me. Especially after a compliment like that.
Oh, you must be used to it.
One should never take compliments for granted. So, now that I know who you are, I can't help but notice that yellow pad of paper on your lap.
Oh, yes, my constant companion. Rewrites on the play that you heard about.
What's it called?
The One That Got Away.
Might a girl know what it's about?
Sorry, it's not something I'm ready to talk about yet.
2 novels and now a play. Impressive. May I ask you a question?
Please.
I understand how the creative mind works, to a point, but I really wonder how you came up with the idea for a story where the serial killer is the most sympathetic character.
Truth be told, it was my ex-wife's idea.
Ex-wife?
Yes. I've been divorced for 5 years.
For?
4 years and no one scooped you up yet?
Didn't say that.
Oh, okay. Well, back to your question. So, one night when I was married, we were watching one of those TV documentaries on serial killers, and she commented about how most of them had really bad childhoods, or grew up isolated and never developed any social skills, you know, like things like that. So she wondered if a story could be told that would make you feel empathy for a killer, so that when he kills, you feel bad for him as well as the victim. I thought it was an intriguing idea and took note of it.
And you started to write the book.
Actually, I attempted it as a play, since theater's my background, but it didn't come together. So I let it go and forgot about it until the separation and divorce. I needed something to keep me from focusing on my pain and depression.
So you wrote about someone else's pain and depression.
Basically. But enough about me. What about you, Maggie?
I'm not so glamorous.
Oh, not from where I'm sitting.
Thank you. Real estate.
Lucrative.
It does have its moments. So, Mr. Divorced Writer, how many girlfriends you got?
Oh, a small army. So who's the lucky man that scooped you up?
Oh, no one. I just said that to play hard to get.
Trying to make me jealous of a phantom boyfriend.
Did it work?
I'll tell you over dinner Friday night.
I accept. Oh, wait. Friday. I'm having a cocktail party.
For your clients?
Actually, I have an old friend who just moved to New York, and I'm having a small for her to meet some of my friends. You know, this city can get pretty lonely without a support group.
So you're beautiful, well-read, and a humanitarian?
And you're a wise guy.
That's part of my charm.
I could meet you later in the evening. Unless, of course, you'd like to come to the party. Imagine how impressed everyone would be if a famous writer showed up.
I don't know how famous I am.
Okay, so you have a while to go to get to Arthur Miller status. I'm sure your name is recognizable in many circles.
I suppose so.
His cell phone goes off.
Oh, will you excuse me a second? This could be important.
I'll sit here quietly sipping.
Broadway Max, you old son of a sea cook! Well, it's got to be morning out there. Why are you up so early? Oh, you haven't been to bed yet. Oh, yeah? Oh, well, that's great. Congratulations. Really? When? This weekend? No, not busy at all. At the moment, I'm at a coffee shop talking to a very attractive woman. Her name is Maggie. I'm not going to embarrass her by describing her to you. Trust me, you know I have good taste. He wants to know if you have a sister.
Yeah, she's a nun.
Her sister's a sister. Yeah, well, you're Jewish, so it would have never worked out, right? Hey, when will you be in? Really? Friday night is out. Maggie just invited me to a cocktail party. She's prettier than you, that's why. My friend Max Sullivan wants to know if he can come to your party.
Sure, the more the merrier.
You're in. He wants to know if there will be any single women there besides yourself.
A lot of my friends are single, and there's Stacy, my friend who just moved to New York.
She has a friend who sounds promising. As long as you promise to behave like a gentleman. Right, and after that, you're on your own. I'm taking Maggie to dinner. Okay, cool. I'll see you then.
End call.
Hey, thanks for inviting Max. Your friends will probably really be impressed when he walks in.
Oh, I didn't recognize his name.
Well, a lot of people don't. He's been in a zillion commercials and TV shows. Most people know him as, oh, that guy! But that could change soon. He just got the lead role in a movie that starts shooting in a few weeks. And in the meantime, he's coming to New York to hang out and taunt his old agents.
This party could turn out to be more fun than I planned.
So, what time Friday?
Cocktail party time. 7-ish to 9-ish.
Dress?
Cocktail party chic. Oh, speaking of which, I've got to get started looking for a new little black dress.
Have fun.
I will.
She pulls out a business card.
My address.
Oh, nice address.
You're really going to come?
I said I would.
I'll believe it when I see you standing there drinking. What's your drink?
What any gentleman worth his charm and grace drinks. Gin and tonic.
Gotcha. Ciao.
Ciao.
She exits. He sits thinking for a moment, then picks up phone and calls Max.
Are you still awake? Yeah, so listen, that cocktail party. No, I wasn't making it up. Okay, that one time. You almost fell for it, didn't you? No. The best was the New Year's Eve party that lasted until Valentine's Day. Listen, so this cocktail party sounds like it might be a little chic. That's right, I said chic. I've always talked like that. Okay, wise guy, just make sure for the party you dress less LA casual and more Upper East Manhattan. I like being pretentious. It's very liberating. So listen, what time are you in on Friday? Okay, I'll meet you at your hotel. Just email me all the info. Okay, well then go to bed. 22 years old. A little young for me, but I admire your spunk. I feel your pain. All right, see you soon.
He ends call, goes back to writing, and scene. Scene 2, the coffee shop. Maggie and Stacy have been shopping. Along with their coffee, they also carry shopping bags.
I can't believe how crowded it is in here. It's never crowded.
Oh, right there. Some people just left.
My favorite corner.
So, who's this mystery man that has you in such a tizzy?
He's a writer, somewhat famous.
You got a thing for John Grisham?
Ah, you goose. Preston Monroe. Heard of him?
Is he from Pittsburgh?
That's what the bio in the back of his book says.
Does it say what college he went to?
What are you getting at?
My boyfriend in college was a writer named Preston Monroe. It has to be him. How many guys have a name like that?
You're kidding, right?
You want to know a secret?
Maybe.
He was the first.
The first?
You know. Well, now you've gotten everybody's attention.
You had me there for a moment. I almost believed that you dated him in college, but the first?
We were both in the theater department. We were in love.
You're not joking, are you?
It was quite a while ago. I was a freshman, smitten with an older boy.
And he really was the first boy you ever...
It was a more innocent time back then. Girls didn't lose their virginity at 14.
I remember those days. When was the last time you actually saw him?
A little after college. Then I left Pittsburgh and lost track of him.
This really sucks.
What?
You're old Levis. He's divorced. You're divorced. I'm depressed.
Maggie, everyone's divorced these days. It's the new married. Do you really think he and I are going to magically get back together?
It does have inevitable stamped all over it.
Like I said, we haven't seen each other in a very long time. He just saw you the other day.
But he's in love with you.
Was. And I haven't been carrying any torches for him all these years. It'll be great to see him. Naturally, I'm curious, but nothing is going to happen between us.
Oh my God! The one that got away.
What?
The name of his new play is The One That Got Away. He wrote a play about you.
Now you're just being plain silly.
No, this has terrible sense. He's writing a play about his long-lost love. Then he meets me. I invite him to a cocktail party where his college sweetheart is going to be. And the Meg Ryan movie of life had just been cast in the role of best friend.
You're starting to drive me.
Maybe you'll like his friend. He's an actor. Max Sullivan.
Broadway Max?
You know him too!
He was one of Preston's best friends. They lived in a big house with 3 other people. It was a party house. A crazy house. They once had a New Year's Eve party that lasted until Valentine's Day.
So, did you like this Max?
Everyone liked him. He's one of those guys you can't help but like.
Why is he called Broadway Max?
I don't know. We all called him that. I never asked.
Were you and him, cozy?
Cozy? Have you been reading Jane Austen? I spent most of my college years with Preston. Max and I may have made out once or twice when Preston and I were mad at each other. But in college, everyone makes out with each other.
Maybe you and Broadway Max will hook up.
I told you before, I'm not interested in complicating my life with another man. Now, let's go and spend some money.
They gather up their bags.
I'm sorry if I'm acting silly. There just seemed to be some chemistry between us.
It's exciting to meet someone you feel an immediate attention to.
Well, there will be plenty of time to flirt. Still, you won't, talk to him a lot tonight, will you?
But you know what? You're going to have him all to yourself after the party.
Yeah. Hey, I'm sorry if I'm being a little paranoid about you and him.
Just keep your wits about you and know that I'm not interested in getting back together with Preston Monroe after all these years. Now, next up,
Sephora.
Sephora.
They head off. End scene. Scene 3. The coffee shop. Sound of Preston and Max laughing. Lights up. They are dressed for the party.
You've been waiting your whole life for an opening like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. She's sitting right where you are and pulls out my book. I mean, how could I resist?
I once picked up a woman who recognized me from a tampon commercial.
What the hell were you doing in a tampon?
It was a daring ad campaign. Went nowhere. Not too many residual checks from that one.
Never saw it.
Remember those old Polaroid commercials with Laurence Olivier?
Yeah.
Just like that.
Broadway Max, it's good to see you again.
Last time we saw each other, we were both married.
Oh, it has been a while. Married. That was a whole other life.
Do you miss it?
I did. Not anymore. For a long time, I couldn't get used to being alone again. Now it's all that I know.
When are you coming out to the coast? You hardly ever come out to the coast.
Oh, you're one to talk. This is the first time that you've ventured east in over 15 years? Let's see, the last time I was out there, you were living in Marina del Rey.
Right, and you were in LA to interview with CBS.
Right, one of my many failures.
You're not a failure anymore.
I'm a textbook example of the late bloomer.
What about me? 200 commercials, 32 guest spots, and one Nickelodeon show later, and I finally get a lead role in a movie.
Yeah, tell me about that.
It's called The Last of the Great White Hunters.
Okay.
It's a cross between Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and No Country for Old Men.
That'd have killed me in on that pitch session.
Will Ferrell was supposed to do it, but he dropped out and they got me.
Weren't you supposed to be in another movie he turned down?
Godfather 4. Yeah, that one never got made.
Probably a good thing.
Well, left me open for that tampon commercial.
Look at us now, a little rich, a little famous, and about to go to a cocktail party in New York.
A chic cocktail party.
By the way, you look good dressed, New York.
So, what's the new play about?
Murder, larceny, romance, and a fast-talking female private eye.
You and your smart-aleck females.
Yeah, don't start psychoanalyzing me. It's called The One That Got Away.
What got away?
That's part of the mystery.
You haven't figured it out yet.
Well, the director and I have it narrowed down to 3 possibilities. We'll decide once we start working with the actors.
So how much of a Preston Monroe woman is this private detective?
Kate Hepburn, peppered with Lauren Bacall and a dash of Myrna Loy.
Your perfect 1940s fantasy girl.
A boy needs his fantasies.
Yeah, there aren't too many fast-talking dames strolling the sidewalks of New York looking for their Cary Grant. This magpie?
Maggie, she's very sexy, smart, well-read, obviously. Who knows? It would be nice to fall in love again. Fall madly in love like that. It'd be tremendous to feel that rush one more time in my life. A man, a woman, slow dancing, familiar with each other's touch, kissing for hours, making her giggle. Oh, Max, there is nothing like whispering into a woman's ear and making her giggle as she melts into your arms.
Okay, we get it. You're a romantic.
Excuse me if I don't have access to dozens of wannabe actresses.
I've never taken advantage of any wannabe actress that didn't want to be taken advantage of.
I've always envied how nonsense makes so much sense in your world.
I've always envied your calm sensibilities.
I don't think so.
You're right, I don't.
Hey, I think it's fashionably late. Why don't we go charm some New York women?
The night is young.
They exit. End scene. Scene 4. The coffee shop. Preston sits with coffee writing. Maggie, with coffee, enters.
Preston,
All the coffee joints and all the boroughs, over old Manhattan, she walks into mine.
creature of habit, I guess.
That, and this is one of the few where you can actually find a seat.
I'm sorry about the other night.
No, you don't have to be.
I invite you to a party, we have dinner plans, and
She takes a big sip.
I'm a big boy, Maggie. It's okay.
I spent days getting ready, thinking about you, our date, then
Takes another big sip.
Max walks in.
I really blow, don't I?
No, you don't. Look, Max is a great guy. Funny, good-looking.
So are you, but the second I saw him,
Another sip.
Love at first sight?
something like that, yeah.
Another sip.
Drowning yourself in hot coffee is not a solution.
You don't think badly of me, do you?
Of course not. You don't have to apologize.
What a crazy evening. A lot seemed to be happening in such a short period of
Oh,
time.
you're telling me.
I thought at first that you and Stacy might get back together again.
No, I could tell right away that there was something different about her from the Stacy that I used to know. When I left, she and Wendy were still there.
When I came out of the bedroom, they were still there. on the couch. Most of their clothes, however, were on the floor.
I had a feeling those two were heading in that direction.
Well, I hadn't a clue. It was slightly embarrassing.
Only slightly.
She kept saying she wasn't interested in having a man complicate her life. I didn't realize how literally she meant it.
Max enters.
Hello?
Max!
Well, this coffee shop has become quite popular over the last week.
Well, this is awkward.
It's okay, Magpie.
Broadway Max and I have already talked, laughed, drank,
Brass knuckle.
knife fight.
And we came to an agreement.
Agreement?
Preston gets you during the week, and I get you on the weekend.
Kidding!
Oh, for a second there.
Mac, I like you, I really do. But Max really likes you, and it looks like you feel the same way.
Okay, well, if you guys are good, that's most important to me.
We're also friends.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to take more than one brilliant and beautiful dame to break us up.
You guys are amazing.
I've always thought so, haven't you?
We are a dying breed.
Gentlemen to the end.
I could fall in love with both.
There you are, Preston.
So this is what I've been up to since the party.
Tracy enters. She looks, dresses, and talks as if she stepped out of a 1940s romantic comedy.
My, isn't this an attractive-looking group?
Maggie, Broadway Max, please meet Tracy.
I've heard so much about you both. I think I've known you for years.
The pleasure is mine.
Oh, and I remember you from that tampon commercial.
Really?
No, not really. Preston told me to say that.
Well, anyway, this is incredible.
What is that?
It's as if a figment of Preston's imagination has come to life.
How silly. We met at the Thin Man.
The Thin Man?
After I left the party, I wandered into an all-night film festival of William Powell and Myrna Loy movies.
It was about halfway through after the Thin Man, and I was beginning to suspect that James Stewart was the murderer, when Preston sat in the same row as me. Well, there were 3 or 4 people sitting between us. Then, at the end of the movie, after finding out that James Stewart really was the murderer, people between us left. Well, it wasn't long into song that the Thin Man that we began to steal glances at each other. And a girl has to be so careful these days. But then, as luck would have it, we started to steal glances again at Song of the Thin Man. And then, after that, I figured, how bad could he be? He still likes William Powell movies. So I thought, hey, we're both laughing at the same lines. Then we both got up and left right before the beginning of Love Crazy.
I held the door for her as she exited.
I was charmed. Gentlemen rough these days.
Other than these 2, it's slim pickings.
Her smile melted me, and I asked her if she'd like to talk about movies over a drink.
And nothing gets his girls tingling quite like the company of a smart, witty man and a gin and tonic, left on a tonic, in a dimly lit bar with a jukebox playing in the background, full of old tunes like My Funny Valentine and Moon River. We talked into the wee small hours of the night while he talked mostly. I've never met anyone who knows so much about the 1930s and 40s movies. Do you know he's written a play just like one of those movies? Anyway, after we shut down the bar, we walked over to the subway station where we kissed goodnight as the train pulled in. It was so romantic.
We had dinner the next evening.
We've been together ever since, haven't we, darling?
We sure have.
They kiss.
Turns out that Tracy owns Meow, a 1940s style boutique, so I'm going to introduce her to the costume designer for my play.
Another New York fairy tale come true.
Shall we stroll?
Marvelous idea.
I'll see you both soon.
I'll be around for a while.
No doubt.
Oh, I think it would be absolutely the bee's knees if we could all get together for dinner sometime.
Now that would be an interesting evening.
Toodles.
Preston and Tracy exit.
Wow. She was something.
All's well that ends well, I guess.
All's well for Preston. What about us?
Well, I'm here until I have to go back to LA to make my movie.
And then,
And then you'll come visit me on set.
and after you make your movie,
We'll figure it out.
They kiss and embrace.
look at us, dancing shamelessly in public.
Make me behave like a romantic fool.
I suspect that's something new for you, huh?
Yeah, yes it is, Magpie, yes it is. But Preston's right. Nothing beats this feeling.
Hey, I've got a question I've been dying to ask you. Why does everyone call you Broadway Max?
Well, I have absolutely no idea.
Really?
Yeah, really. Now I have a question for you.
He whispers into her ear. She giggles as they embrace.
Come on, I'll show you.
Music swells. They exit arm in arm. Yeah. Whatever's gonna happen.
Wait, everybody gather
I'm in there.
Coffee, go. We want to take a selfie.
Yeah, so everybody come.
You'll stay there. Stand close to everybody can kiss it. We're going to turn around this way.
That's with
Yeah, I'll make it.
I'm tall enough.
Are you taking it?
Yeah, I got it. Put me back like this.
Hey, yeah, wait, I think she's getting the entire room.
Trying to get the entire room.
Everybody stand up!
There it is. Stand up.
Okay.
You know what? I think it might be easier if I'm not in. So we'll make that happen. All right. On the count of three. I'm going to do like 9 a day, so. On the count of 3. 1, 2, Parcheesi.
Parcheesi!
You all take